Welcome back. Today we are doing a deep dive into the blueprint for a company called CollectiveBuy Global. And look, they're just trying to tweak e-commerce.
No, not at all. They're trying to completely rewrite the rule book for wholesale purchasing on a global scale.
And their core vision is to democratize that wholesale pricing for everyone.
Right. And they're using a really interesting hybrid model to do it. Part group buying, part reverse auction. It's a fascinating combination.
And the source materials we went through, they make one thing incredibly clear. This kind of real-time, massive market orchestration, it's just not possible without some seriously sophisticated AI.
Exactly. AI isn't just a feature here. It's stated as the cornerstone. It's the only way they can scale. They even use this term, augmented collective decision-making.
So it's not just about simple transactions.
Not at all. And that's the key.
Yeah.
We need to see how they plan to turn that mandate into a real strategy because the documents list things like dynamic pricing and reverse auctions as PO features.
PU, meaning critical, must have for launch.
Must have for launch. So AI isn't an add-on. It's required from day one.
Okay, so let's break down the mechanics. How do these two pieces, the group sale and the reverse auction, how do they actually work together?
So the group sale part is the hook. It's what gets you in the door. It offers buyers these significantly reduced prices that get better the more people join the group.
So it's basically a volume discount, but for individuals.
Precisely. A guaranteed volume discount.
But doesn't that just kill the seller's margin? I mean, what's in it for them?
That's the clever part. The seller gets a ton of value up front. They get pre-sold volume, which means their inventory and logistics planning becomes incredibly accurate.
Ah, okay.
And it also slashes their customer acquisition costs, their CAC, because the buyers are doing the marketing for them through viral sharing. It's a super efficient sales channel.
Okay, so that's one half. Then you've got the reverse auction, which just flips the whole model on its head.
It really does. So in a normal sale, the seller sets the price. Here, the buyer or the group says, we want this product, and this is the most we'll pay.
And then sellers compete to offer the lowest price.
Exactly. They bid against each other to win that big consolidated order.
So the combination really shifts the pricing power to the consumer. But the seller gets something maybe even more valuable than just a high margin.
They get data. Rich, actionable demand signals. They know exactly what the market wants and what it's willing to pay.
And the documents call out specific personas who benefit from this.
They do. They talk about Lisa Thompson, the small business owner. She can suddenly get wholesale prices for her cafe without needing to place a massive order.
Right, which she couldn't do before.
And then there's Marcus Rodriguez, the eco-conscious millennial. He benefits from the sustainability baked in, like lower shipping emissions, because orders are bundled together.
It's designed to appeal to a really wide range of people.
Which brings us right back to the tech. This kind of complexity right from the start means you need an incredibly robust foundation.
Okay, let's go there. Section 2. How is the company actually structured to handle all this AI? They lay out a pretty specific operating model.
Yeah, they've gone for a hybrid hub-and-spoke model. So there's a small central AI center of excellence. That's the hub that keeps an eye on governance and quality.
And the spokes.
The spokes are these embedded AI product pods. They sit directly within the business units, like pricing or logistics.
That's interesting. Why not just have one big central AI team?
Speed. A central team gives you control, but it can be a bottleneck. By embedding the pods, the domain experts can move really fast, while the central hub ensures they're not, going off the rails. It's a balance.
And that pragmatic thinking extends to their build, buy, or partner strategy?
Absolutely. They're very clear. They will build their core IP. That's the secret sauce, like the pricing and matchmaking algorithm.
Because stuff nobody else has.
Exactly. But they'll buy commodity services, like natural language processing tools, and then partner for the really expensive stuff, like GPU infrastructure. It keeps R&D focused.
That makes a lot of fiscal sense. But running so many real-time AI models, the compliance must be a nightmare, especially for a global platform.
It is. Their data strategy is non-negotiable. They're using a unified data lake with Delta tables and a feature store.
Okay, can you translate that for us?
Sure. Think of it as the plumbing needed to handle two very different things at once. Hyper-fast, real-time price feeds, and these very private user models that run on your own device.
And you mentioned they have to align with the EU AI Act. That's a huge deal.
It's the cost of entry if you want to earn trust in regulated markets. It means they have to risk tier every single algorithm, They also have to do quarterly impact assessments and publish these things called model cards.
Model cards.
Yeah, they're like a nutrition label for an algorithm.
Yeah.
It explains what it does, why it was built, and how it's performing. It's all about accountability.
And how do they make sure all this investment in engineering and compliance is actually paying off?
AI isn't treated like some abstract science project. Every investment is tied directly to financial OKR's objectives and key results.
So things like gross merchandise value or GMV.
GMV, customer acquisition cost, churn.
Mhm.
If an AI agent isn't moving one of those core metrics in the right direction, it gets cut. Simple as that.
You also mentioned a bunch of tech terms, MLOps, feature store, vector DB. What do those tools actually do for them?
MLOps is the discipline of deploying these models reliably and quickly. But the feature store and vector DB are crucial for traceability. If an AI makes a bad call, say a really unfair price, these tools let them instantly trace back the exact data that caused it.
Fulfilling that regulatory need for accountability.
Exactly.
Okay, this is where the strategy really starts to become tangible. Let's dig into the AI agent architecture roadmap. 4 horizons. What's the focus for Horizon 1 the first 6 months?
The immediate focus, the highest ROI, is the pricing optimizer agent. It's all about real-time data. It pulls in 2 things, the join rate of a group and live prices from competitor sites using these headless bots.
And it uses that to adjust discounts every 15 minutes. That seems incredibly frequent. Why so fast?
Momentum. Inertia is the enemy of group buying. If people
Right.
see a group stalling, they get nervous and leave.
Yeah.
By tweaking the discounts that often, the agent keeps things moving and pushes the group over the finish line.
And the projected impact is pretty big.
Huge. A 4 to 6% lift in GMV right away.
Then we move into Horizon 2, 6 to 18 months, and the agents get more personal.
Yes, the focus shifts to retention. You get the buyer concierge agent. It watches your wish lists and your budget, and it can actually auto-join or even start new groups for you.
That feels a little invasive.
Well, to counter that, the sources say it uses a chatbot to explain why it took an action. It's all about building that user comfort with the automation.
And on the other side, for sellers, there's the seller auto bidder.
Now, this is some heavy-duty tech. It looks at a seller's inventory and their sales targets, and then it uses reinforcement learning.
So learning from trial and error.
Right. It learns the best bidding strategy for the reverse auctions. The goal is just to lower the seller's CAC and make CollectiveBuy the most profitable channel for them.
Let's jump ahead. The long-term vision. Horizon 3, 18 to 36 months.
This is where it gets really advanced. First, the influencer affinity agent. It analyzes social media graphs to pair specific micro-influencers with new groups to kickstart growth.
So very targeted viral marketing.
Very. And second, the logistics orchestrator. This thing dynamically bundles shipments and finds the most efficient green routes. The target there is an 8% reduction in fulfillment costs.
And the final piece, Horizon 4, is the marketplace governor. That sounds very sci-fi.
It kind of is. This is the end game. The governor manages all the dynamic fees on the platform, and eventually it will even propose governance changes to the community itself through a DAO.
A decentralized autonomous organization, so partial community control.
A move towards it, yes.
And how do all these different agents work together without tripping over each other?
They use what's called an agentic orchestrator. Think of it like a conductor for an orchestra. It makes sure the buyer, seller, and logistics agent are all in sync. So when one agent starts a group, the others know about it instantly and can start planning.
Let's switch gears to the demand side. The sources are really clear. Social media is the primary engine for growth here.
It's absolutely critical. This isn't just putting a share button on the page. They've built an intelligent growth engine.
How does that work?
When a group hits 50% of its goal, the system automatically creates and pushes out high-quality promotional assets. Short-form videos, banners, all pre-tagged for different social networks.
Ah, so it creates that social proof and urgency right when it's needed most to get that last push.
Exactly. And it's all supported by this very structured influence and rewards program for 3 different types of people.
Right, the professional influencers, the group leaders, and just the casual sharers.
Each gets a different incentive. Revenue share for the pros, fees and bonuses for the leaders, and loyalty points for casual referrers. It's crowdsourced marketing, but with a clear structure.
But paying influencers can get expensive. What's the AI that stops that from breaking the bank?
That would be the dynamic influencer commissions model. It uses predictive lifetime value models to adjust the payout tiers for influencers on an hourly basis.
Hourly.
Hourly. It ensures every dollar they spend on promotion is ROI positive in real time.
You mentioned before that trust is the single biggest risk in these kinds of models. How are they trying to engineer trust?
Two ways. First, by mitigating risk with the sentiment and fraud sentinel. It uses LLMs to scan comments and flag fraud, or just, negative buzz before it spirals out of control.
And the second way?
Transparency. For any big decision, especially pricing, the user can see what's called a Chaplin pane.
Chaplin. Can you explain what the user actually sees there?
It's basically a little pop-up that explains why you got a specific discount. It might say something like, your discount is based 60% on the group size and 40% on a competitor's price drop. It makes the algorithm's decision readable and hopefully trustworthy.
Okay, let's get into our final section, the white space innovations. These are the ideas that go beyond the core platform. Which one stands out to you as the biggest potential advantage?
I think it's how they're weaving emerging tech into the core experience. For instance, using multimodal LLMs to auto-generate shoppable videos just from a product's SKU images. That makes every product listing feel dynamic and engaging.
And they're using Argy for their customer support chatbots.
Right, retrieval augmented generation. It means the chatbot's answers are always grounded in the company's actual up-to-date policy documents. It's much smarter than a standard FAQ bot and should cut support costs dramatically.
I was really struck by their use of federated learning. That feels like a very direct answer to modern privacy concerns, doesn't it?
It absolutely is. Federated learning lets the AI learn your preferences on your own device, your phone, without your personal data ever being sent to a central server. It's a huge step for GDPR compliance.
Okay, now for the truly novel ideas. Let's start with Collective Buy Now Pay Later, or CBNPL.
This is a potential game changer. Instead of giving out thousands of risky individual loans, the platform underwrites a single BNPL plan for the entire group.
So the risk is spread out.
Exactly. The AI scores the credit risk of the group as a whole, which is much lower. This lets them approve bigger purchases and should really lift the average order value. It's like turning a group purchase into a group credit score.
And they're even monetizing sustainability with a community carbon wallet.
Yeah, this is clever. They calculate the Kio Euro savings from bundling shipments, and that saving becomes tokens in your wallet. You can use them for discounts or even donate them. It turns being green into a real financial perk.
What about on the seller side? What are they doing to solve problems like cash flow and excess inventory?
Two really smart concepts. First, an AI-powered excess stock auction window. It puts aging products into a flash auction. But, and this is the key, it's only visible to specific groups of buyers that the AI has identified as being interested.
So they can clear old stock without a big public sale that might hurt the brand.
Exactly. And for cash flow, there's the real-time working capital marketplace.
This sounds complex.
It allows sellers to auction off their future receivables, the money they're owed from a group buy to fintech partners for immediate cash. It's a lifeline for small businesses waiting to get paid.
But launching all these financial services, CBNPL, microinsurance, that has to come with huge regulatory hurdles.
Oh, massive. The documents are clear that this requires specific financial licensing, like from the FCA in the UK or equivalent EU bodies. It's a major risk, but also where the major opportunity is.
So when you put it all together, CollectiveBuy Global isn't really an e-commerce store in the traditional sense.
No, it's more like an AI-orchestrated financial and logistics system that's built on top of community demand.
And it requires a staggering amount of investment to get there.
It does. We're talking $125 million over 3 years. The goal is to hit break-even by month 28 and scale to 80 million users by year 5. Success depends completely on flawless execution and hitting a very, very aggressive MLM schedule.
The scale is daunting, but it all comes back to trust. We've talked about how they plan to engineer that trust with the Chaplin explanations and the future marketplace governor. And that brings us to a final provocative thought for you, the listener, to consider.
In this vision of commerce, where algorithms are designed to be transparent and fair, can that community trust really be engineered by code? Or will trust, at its core, always depend on the human element, no matter how smart the AI gets?